I'm going to talk about the random thing that's been bothering me this week, and that is the ridiculous different ways that women are treated and written in television series. This isn't going to be the normal rant about like women are always shown as such messes, because I actually like that dichotomy of like they can be good at their job but actually totally like not together personally. I think that is true to life to some extent. No personal experience here. But there's just some tropes. There's some very often used anecdotes and situations that women characters get put into and the way they get written that really bother me. And it's not just the simple answer of like, well, it's always male writers who don't understand women and write them as irrational because they're chauvinists. I think that's a really simplistic answer, and I don't think it's necessarily right, because I think television and people have a much more complicated reality than that actually often someone might write a story from their perspective because they had a personal reaction to a situation that's colored their vision of women. I also think that people, when they watch enough TV tropes over and over, they start to expect that that's how they should act. And so I think it's a back and forth. It's a chicken and an egg thing. Like, are they portrayed in television because they act that way, or do they act that way because they saw it portrayed that way on television? Which is why I get so bothered by these repetition of horrible archetypes. This is society we're talking about, and women need to progress. So I have 3 things. Number 1 is how they treat pregnant women. And by treat, I mean write as well. I'm not saying that. I'm watching a lot of TV shows where pregnant women are getting beat up. Actually, most of the time it's pregnant women beating up the people around them. They're shown as completely irrational, making horrible calls, like not telling the father they're pregnant, making decisions about whether to keep the baby or not on their own, lashing out on people that are trying to be supportive of them. And it just gets all written off of like, I was pregnant, I was scared. Oh, that's fine. It's up to the other people to meet them where they are emotionally, and not for them to take any responsibility for the consequences their actions have. Like, that actually really seriously bothers me. I think that's a social issue that's not being addressed. That like, yes, when you're pregnant, you're hormonal and irrational and you have moments of bad judgment, but you should be held responsible for that. We can empathize without excusing behavior. The next one is the way women act in committed relationships drives me bonkers, especially when in a TV show it shows men and women moving in together or getting married, and all of a sudden the woman just wants to fix everything about the guy. You know, how many times have we seen the tired trope of like, what is this blow-up chair? I hate the fact that you own an arcade game, and they like insist that it be removed from their home. The guy will initially resent it, but then come around to it. That's just really messed up. I mean, he had the arcade game the whole time you were dating. Why do you hate it now? It engenders this idea that women don't want to be in a relationship with a specific man. They just want to be in a relationship and then tailor it to their expectations. That's not what a relationship should look like. I've seen way too often that has become an expectation in real life. I don't know what happened first, real life or television, but it's become accepted that that's how women should behave and can behave, and I find that absurd. Just like the guy. I think it shows them to be very unsympathetic and very selfish. And I get that all of this is for comedic value. I understand that writers have to blow normal situations out of proportion in order to create the drama for their 30-minute or their hour-long show. But the repetition and the lack of variance in these attitudes is what I find upsetting. And then here is my main beef. Television has done an amazing job of crystallizing the bromance. Bromances are everywhere in television. The audiences love to watch them, the writers love writing them. And I want to ask, where is the girl bromance? If girl friendships are portrayed on television, it's very often very catty, very passive aggressive, or just the mushy gushy, oh, I'm there for you support system. Girls that are friends can have so much fun. We have hijinks too. A perfect example of this is what Rosemary challenged me to show you guys, which is what I wore to her 25th birthday dinner. I usually wear this oversized pinstripe mechanic shirt with jeans, and it's long enough that it is almost a dress. What Rosemary wanted for her birthday more than anything was for me to show up for her birthday dinner wearing it as a dress. I put a belt around it, wore fishnets and high heels. It was exactly what she wanted. It was hilarious. I felt like an idiot the whole night. Like, I had to pretty much like super glue my knees together. I was so afraid that there would be a little bit too much Mary walking around, if you know what I mean. In fact, here's a picture so you can see how it went down. That is just fun hijinks, ridiculous times. Why isn't that portrayed more often? I feel like they're undervaluing what women can be to each other or dismissing it as only emotional crap instead of like genuine bromance, soulmates, fun times. Don't underestimate us, media. Girls can be cool too. Oh, but I have a thing for Rosemary. Okay, I'm not gonna delve any more into your past. Instead, I have a different type of challenge/dare. You have a choice. You can either eat 4 heaping spoonfuls of peanut butter on camera, or you can slather peanut butter all over your face. We need you to help you get over this issue with peanut butter because I feel like you have less of a soul with your disdain for peanut butter. So I'm gonna fix you with this challenge. I'll see you on Monday.